broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
There it is. Hey, everybody. It is Wednesday at around 7 o'clock Western time. It's time for the Modern Family After Show. If you're listening to my voice live on YouTube, thank you so much. I just said hi in the chat room. Someone else just said hi in the chat room. If you're listening to me on SoundCloud, please be sure to rate, subscribe, share. Same thing with iTunes. And if you're listening to me on YouTube, also subscribe, share, comment, all those fun things.
Give us one of these guys.
All those thumb up emojis. And be sure, if you are watching us live, be sure to use the hashtag ABTV Modern Family. And I have a full panel here.
What's going on, guys? I'm Nicholas Grava. You can follow me at Twitter and Instagram at Nicholas Grava.
Hey guys, I'm Carli Carsow. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Carli_Garsow.
And I'm Britta Garsow. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Britta_Garsow.
You guys can follow me at Steve Kaufmann. That's Kaufmann. And we played Rubber Band Man. It was a tiny reference to the trampoline.
And also a story that Steve just told.
And a bigger reference to the story you were telling earlier.
I was literally just telling a story about rubber bands.
Hashtag BTS.
I was trying to make it all about the show, but that was prevalent in all of our minds.
A fair attempt. A fair attempt.
But this show, a lot going on in this show this week.
Yeah.
Some weeks they follow like one or two stories through this week every major character followed through.
Yeah, we got a lot from everybody.
Yeah. We start off with Luke and Phil and Claire and Haley and Alex all in one room, and that's practically 3 different stories launching off from there.
But all during spring break.
Spring break.
It's an exciting time of the year.
Don't know what it would be like. Never been.
Where apparently realtors also get spring break.
Everybody gets a spring break.
It was just a weekend day, I think.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I think
He makes his own hours, kind of.
He does.
He tends to be around when he needs to be around.
Claire, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Claire too. She works for her dad.
Yeah, Claire works for her dad. And her dad owns the place.
Yeah.
Makes her own hours.
Everyone's really available to be a part of the family. And we're going to start off on Luke, Phil, and then Claire ties into all the Dumpy clan.
First of all, Claire is cleaning out. She's boxing up. She's doing some spring cleaning. Now, I'm a hoarder.
Me too.
So
Oh no!
that was giving me anxiety.
I get rid of everything.
You
wow.
do.
How do you live in LA and be a hoarder?
Here's the thing.
How do you have the space?
I don't. I like to think of myself as a minimalist that uses nothing, but really, like, I always think I'm going to need something, so I always just hide it away somewhere. If you open drawers, it's not good.
I'd probably cry.
I was a minimalist when I moved here. By nature of, I had 1 check bag, and that was
that was my dream.
Actually,
never.
2 check bags.
And so appreciate that.
2 check bags and a carry-on, and I did use all of that space. But I think part of the reason I was able to be a minimalist is that where my childhood home in Philadelphia, where I grew up, that bedroom, full of stuff. 2 different wrestling belts. No lies, there are pictures on my Facebook. 2 different wrestling belts.
Needed.
Both from the needed.
So you guys can relate to Phil because he doesn't like partying with anything.
No.
Especially his banjo.
Well, if you are good at the banjo. That was so good. I wrote that down too. You guys, what did he? Didn't Claire? He was like, "Did you mean it when you called me Banjovi?"
Like, he called me Banjovi, and she was like, "I said anything to like make it end or make it stop or something like that."
Apparently, that's how Luke was made.
Yeah.
Or the bagpipes. Sorry.
Banjovi on tour.
What would his? I'm trying to think of a funny pun for bagpipes and Phil, and I can't think of anything.
Me either. Because nothing's funny about that. It's pretty serious.
Bagpipes
like
are.
hardcore.
This bug.
Bagpipes are not meant to be.
Guys, the twins are getting vicious over there. They just killed a bug on the table, straight up, right there with their
real.
finger.
Swatted it.
They're trying to show
People.
they're trying to assert their dominance over
The male.
the rest of the panel.
Oh my gosh. And then I can relate with Alex also in the kitchen checking her computer every 2 minutes to see if she got into college.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
I was like that. But I had to wait in the mail. I
Me too.
couldn't check online.
Oh,
Did
we
you?
checked online.
No, we didn't.
Yeah, we did. We did.
Are
Did you?
You checked
I'm
online to see like
100%
if the
sure.
application went in, but they did not. No, you wait in the mail
you
for the
couldn't-
envelope.
The mail came first, but like it was like a day later.
And you
check
could, so
online.
you could refresh it and check. Okay, I
Yeah.
didn't have that.
I think we've already. I'm not going to rehash the old part, but I graduated high school in 2004, where the internet existed, and that's how you submitted all your application. But there was no way to be told that way.
Which I kind of like that tradition. I think it's nice that everyone waits for the envelope to see, in the big envelope or the small
The
envelope.
big or the small, that is
right.
crucial.
Not to mention,
sorry.
not to mention the big envelope. When I was accepted to Penn State Berks, the big envelope said congratulations.
Oh, really?
On it. Before you even opened the envelope, the big envelope said congratulations. So I was like, wow, way to spoil everything.
Yeah.
I wanted to open this and read it.
Yeah.
And it helps with privacy too, because Clara couldn't have opened Alex's mail and then sealed it back up.
Right.
So
Yeah.
but she could log on to her thing.
But she can see, and if it was a small envelope.
True. But
Yeah.
yeah, I totally related to you. And Claire's like, Alex, relax. Like you need to relax. Like no, this is important. She
Right.
doesn't have to relax.
I know, and then when she was saying, like, I'm allowed to be upset about this, I thought so too. Like, obviously she worked so hard her whole life that she can have one day of, like, sulking and being, like, super upset and kind of just going on a...
Especially when it's her number one. Like, this is a
Yeah.
kid that values that so high in her value system.
Yeah.
So, absolutely, take more than a day. I would take a week
Yeah,
or
like,
so.
who wouldn't feel like it's a waste of time all the years of high school?
But if the point of her life is to learn, this is the greatest lesson. As
It's a good life lesson.
Yes.
As someone who also learned that life lesson, Temple University, where I later graduated, I really, really wanted to go there. They did not agree. They they felt that me at 17 was not ready. And then I wound up at community college and dropping out of community college and coming back, and it made me a stronger person.
Yeah,
And it's
definitely.
that I feel that's what Haley's trying to say, is this is probably the most important thing you'll ever learn.
I do agree with that. I think at the time I got rejected from one of my top schools, and at the time it was devastating because that's where I was planning on going. But I really truly believe when, like with college, you end up where you're supposed to go or the road
Yes.
you're supposed to go.
Just as a
And it's
life. I
Yeah,
feel like
true.
everything happens
You're
for a
where you're
reason.
supposed to be.
Yeah.
And you don't get it at the point. Like when Haley just
No.
finds out that she's not getting in, like that's devastating.
It is.
Yeah.
But years down the line, she will see that like it was
It
exactly
always
what
becomes
was supposed
clear
to happen.
after the fact.
Yeah.
But a cute Alex and Haley moment. I really liked seeing
Yeah.
that bond.
And I liked that Haley, I feel like, is being less sly and doesn't lie as much. Like, she was just so upfront with Claire. Like, yeah, I got her drunk, like, this is the situation. She could have just lied and said that, oh, Alex is right here. Or she's just going to get some food or something, But she didn't. She was, like, so honest about the whole situation.
I do. Sorry, go
Eventually
ahead.
honest.
Well, yeah, but more than in the past.
Yes.
I think that's a theme with all of the kids that we're starting to see them as adults. And I'm even with Luke and his moment at the doctor's office talking with his father, like everyone's starting to
Yes.
be an adult, which gives them, I think, a better place in the storyline.
Yeah, I
and
think
it's
so,
nice
too.
to see.
And it's,
Yeah, it's
like,
also kind of awkward now though because Lily's like the only child,
And Joe.
and Joe, but Joe's literally
Joe's
a
not
baby.
even in the picture.
He's not a character.
Joe was literally
really.
not in the episode.
not
Like,
in any
No.
frame.
there was
They actually didn't know where Joe was.
There was
I
a
think
joke in the
Gloria
episode.
said,
Like, we
"Where's
actually
Joe?"
don't know where Joe is.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. So it is kind of like a huge juxtaposition now with Lily's age and then their age. But I think obviously they've done so good so far.
And Luke is in that part where most viewers will still see him as a child.
Yeah, and Manny.
Where was
Manny,
Manny?
yes.
Where was
There's no Manny this week.
Manny.
Maybe he was at camp too. I don't know.
Love Manny.
I would love to see the camp that Manny goes to.
Can you at camp?
That would be
Yeah.
cooking camp. That would be awesome. You just have to cook everything on just a wood
it's like
fire
a super
stove.
big challenge.
So the Dumpy Tuck. I think we've heard about the Dumpy Tuck before, and that
think so.
Luke wasn't ready for it.
That is dangerous, by the way.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
That's
let
so
a grown
dangerous.
Very
person
dangerous.
do it.
Paralyze yourself like that.
Oh, you just hit your head on a spring or even on a trampoline.
Or you just bounce off the thing
Yeah.
and you're on the ground.
You guys commented the size of the trampoline. The trampoline was large.
huge.
That's a regulation trampoline.
Really?
I don't know. I know that when
No,
I
that
totally
seemed bigger. I had a trampoline at one point. It was not like that. It
Because
was
Phil
not.
looked so small on it. And he's
Yeah.
big.
when I did backyard wrestling, that was the size of the trampoline. That's my only
Oh, wow.
frame of reference.
Okay.
Wow.
I was
Okay.
totally a child when I did backyard wrestling.
Now I was wondering when I was watching the scene, that was obviously a stunt double doing the flips.
Yeah.
But they didn't really cut around it as much as I would think. Like
was just a
it was
jump.
really
You
right
could
in
see the
front of
whole-
us,
It was
and I
because
was
the face that they was jumping
was
so
out of
fast that the
focus.
face was out of focus.
Yeah.
That's what I noticed.
But the hair did look the
the
same.
hair looked the same size.
And if you
everything.
keep the camera completely steady, and then you just have to match. You just have to match the action.
Oh.
It's possible that you're able to match that action to just because you clearly see that the actor jumping, and then they perform the stunt, and you don't see their face anymore. That's just like you just have to match on action. It's probably a really annoying day. That would be my guess.
or a fun day on a trampoline.
Both.
Or a
probably.
dangerous.
Dangerous. I'm just
It worried me the whole time.
And you knew it was a shoot. You've seen these people since they shot it, and you're aware they're okay, but you're still worried.
Yeah.
You're just like, I don't know.
It's so dangerous.
That's why no one has. I was like, where did the trampoline come from? Who has a trampoline
Yeah,
anymore?
that's nobody. I haven't seen one in a
And they
while.
they're supposed to live in LA. I always forget that.
Me too.
It's
Me too.
really weird that they just
They're-
have a trampoline.
Because
I
there are
do
so
always
many,
forget
there are so
that
many
also.
LAs.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own LA that like some people watch that show and you're like, I don't even relate to that
Yeah.
Los Angeles.
I
they're a
loved
part of.
I loved Phil's line when he was like over rotation. That's what you were doing. This kid's doing like a
Yeah, it's a
tuck
new,
up
it's
there.
a new
like-
spin on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called over rotation.
Oh my gosh.
Claire was a really great mom in this episode
Yes.
to all of them.
and a wife.
And wife, yeah. She was just there for all of them. And
She was the only one that didn't have like a big situation to handle, I felt like. So she could kind of be like the rock.
Yeah, or the meddler, depending.
Yeah.
So Luke plays banjo for Claire.
And he's
Claire.
good.
He's good and just picks up a banjo and learns it very quick.
Yeah.
Good for him. Banjos are really hard, guys.
They look
Any
really
instrument is difficult
Yeah,
in my
yeah,
case.
exactly.
I have tried every one, it doesn't work.
I feel like if you've played
sad.
guitar before, a banjo is a little. You could like figure something out with a banjo, but even then, like banjos are really difficult.
it's so long.
Mm-hmm.
I have short arms. I don't even know.
You're like, what am I doing?
How does
my
Kermit the
arms around
Frog
this.
do it?
The whole thing I felt like was kind of unrealistic that he could just pick up the banjo like that and the
Yeah.
whole flip thing. But I think the whole point was just that he's becoming like Phil was when he was younger.
Yeah, even wearing Phil's shoes.
Yeah.
And Phil was like, "You're gonna have to slip those off. We're going to the dumpy talk." And I think Phil felt a little. He was feeling challenged
Yeah.
by his
Yeah.
son. And Phil is the type of dad that always wants to teach his kid something. That's the position
Yeah.
he feels comfortable in. So getting that abruptly changed for him was uncomfortable.
And he's always been the man of the house, and because Luke has always been like the youngest, so I think he just didn't see this coming. Like, didn't see Luke
Yeah.
being such a man.
I think it's something to do with his Luke being the youngest too. He's the last one to grow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking as the youngest, I can see that being a rough transition because that's it. Because after Luke, it's all like.
Yeah. And
After-
it's just gonna be Claire and Phil, which I think they're gonna do well.
They are going to do
Yeah.
really
Man,
well.
I could see them being like
They're a healthy
awesome.
couple.
Man, I could just see them being awesome married people whose kids left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the life.
And they're always
Yeah.
going to be super close into their kids' lives.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Claire's
we
not
still
giving
don't
up.
know where Alex is officially going to college. Like
Well,
she's not going to
still
Harvard.
hearing back.
she wanted to go to
Yeah.
Harvard. She didn't get into Harvard.
My
but
question
I'm
is,
sure.
what are they going to do if are they going to let her go to college like for the
Yeah.
show, or what are they doing? You think they'll let her go to college and take it that route?
I
or?
don't think it would be that ridiculous for that character to go to college, but like still be a part of everyone's life.
Yeah, but how are they going to film her? Like, they'd have to bring in so many new characters, like
Didn't
her
they
classmates.
do it with the Haley? Did they do that for Haley for
Well,
a
Haley
little
wasn't
while
in
while
college
she was-
very long.
But she was for a
went
little
When
bit,
they
and they
did,
took
that's
her
how they
back.
handled
Yeah.
it.
There, right?
Yeah, she went to college
Like in the same-
in the region,
yeah.
and I feel like that's what they're going to do with Alex as well.
Yeah, I think so too.
They would have to get a bunch of new characters to fill
yeah,
in.
and maybe like everything.
To fill in Alex's world.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess maybe. But that would be cool if. I mean, it wouldn't be as severe as my situation where like she'd wind up at a community college, but like something where it's like, you know what? I need a year. Can I just live here?
Yeah.
And
That would be
figure
an
out who I
interesting
want to
twist
be.
if she took the year back.
Because that's like a lot of people I know that are like that, like straight A perfect attendance their entire life. Like their entire life was leading towards a perfect collegiate career. And then things don't go well, like with collegiate admissions. They usually wind up like taking a year or two to figure out who they are. And I'd love to see Alex do that.
Me too.
Yeah.
actually.
That would be good.
I would too, actually.
But Luke has a bra in his bedroom.
I was shocked.
Me too.
Isn't he like 15?
How old is he?
Well, only because it was only like 2 seasons ago where Claire dressed up one of his friends to make her really pretty, and like his friend obviously liked her, and he was like, "You broke her, Mom. Don't do this."
Oh yeah.
Like that was not very long ago in this
No.
series chronology that all of a sudden he likes girls.
I didn't know what was going to be under the pillow when Phil walked
saw
in.
it was a bra.
I didn't see. I didn't know that. I'm like, what is under there? No idea.
I saw the pink strap, and I was like, that has to be a bra.
But so we didn't get a Luke cross-dressing. That's good.
Well, we got
That's-
that
that-
a weeks
saw
ago.
that, yeah.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah.
But like a long-term arc of Luke cross-dressing, I wouldn't be that interested.
Kids just having some difficult with the bra, you know?
I actually
Difficult.
really appreciated the fact that Modern Family, when he first said the bra was mine, and Phil was so supportive about
Just like,
it.
hey.
I'm so glad that they took that
Yeah.
like on it, because obviously Phil would be really supportive, but it is an actual issue that like some parents have to face, and so I'm glad that they kind of like introduced that briefly.
Yeah.
briefly.
And his line wasn't jokey at all. It was genuinely
yeah.
just, if that's what you're in.
He's okay. Did you know that was the conversation we're gonna have?
Alright,
What did he say?
I-
If that's what you need on the outside to be the you and the
yeah,
inside.
yeah.
I was like, what
Which
a
is
line.
perfect,
Yeah, what a
yeah.
line.
What a dad.
Oh, such a good dad. And then
Then we realized Luke's real intentions of being in the doctor's office when this very pretty doctor comes
Yes.
out and Luke goes in for the hug and he
Well-
says, Dad, I love this place.
well, I'm pretty sure Luke actually got hurt.
Yes. Oh,
Well, yeah,
yeah.
he wanted to go
But
with that.
he's old enough to not keep going to a pediatrician, and we clearly see why he keeps going to that pediatrician. As would I. You guys take the Affordable Care Act. I'm on that. You on the list?
Seeing them two have a serious conversation in the barn, in the little barn
that's
house,
awesome.
and
So cute.
that was amazing.
Where was that barn when I was like 6?
I know.
I
That
love to play in that.
huge barn.
My pediatrician had like one bin of toys.
I don't even remember.
I was never allowed to touch the toys in the doctor's office. My
Really?
mom is a germaphobe, hence why I am now too. She was like, Nicholas, sit down. I'm like, no, we don't touch a thing.
Do not touch the thing all
Yeah.
these sick little kids touch.
Yeah, exactly. Didn't.
Actually, as an adult, that makes a lot of sense. I don't know why. I
No,
wanna
let your
touch-
kids get sick, build up the immunity. Now I'm
I
sick
heard
every
that.
other week, you
Yeah.
know? Yeah. It's not good.
But I mean, still, those toys are dirty.
They are.
So
Skeevy little things.
speaking of dirty, the woods are kind of dirty. And Lily is sent away to. Did they call it sleepaway camp or did they just call it
Yeah.
Sleepaway camp.
It was
Scout
just-
camp.
Scout camp?
Yeah.
Scout
And
camp where
also-
they send ransom notes?
So also when they said that she couldn't call her parents, I'm like, what kind of camp?
That's what I'm thinking too.
That's some cruel
But then when we saw
stuff.
that they were
Plus, they're
actually in
8.
the woods.
Let me just say,
That made
I'm
it
sure
look-
there are some 8-year-olds that have cell phones now.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
They could pick up their cell phone and go.
Yeah, but I didn't really realize that they were actually in the woods camping. So then it made a little more sense. I'm like, well, they might not get service, like whatever. But I
Yeah.
was like, they can't call their parents.
Did you guys ever go? I was never a camp person. I was.
we were always together, so.
Oh, see,
No, well,
that's good.
we never went to camp, but we used to camp all the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because we're from
that's
Wisconsin, so we
fun.
go like up north to Michigan and
I'm
camp.
from Philadelphia. We used to camp in New Jersey or camp in Pennsylvania a lot.
Yeah.
Normal childhood.
But like,
I
no,
really
like,
love
but-
camping,
I
but I wouldn't like to
trees.
go away to camp.
Yeah, but like actually
Yeah.
going away to camp with kids and not with your parents was very rare in my
Yeah,
childhood.
yeah.
Like anytime I
Same.
went away with the Cub Scouts, all the parents came with each kid.
okay.
Oh.
But I do like in this day and age, there's probably a need for there to be a camp for a bunch of 8-year-olds to go, and that to be a rule that like
Yeah.
parents are not. We're
Yeah.
gonna send you a picture every day to make sure
Yeah,
you
I
know
guess
your
it's a good
kids are okay.
idea.
But
I think-
otherwise, because I think helicopter parenting is probably
Well, I was gonna say, I think it's becoming more rare for that
Yeah.
to even happen because, yeah.
like, but that needs to be a feature you offer in your camp. And Jay is with Mitch. Jay,
It's shoot.
Jay,
That thing, as soon as I'm like, Jay, what in the world are you doing?
Jay
with that?
cannot have cigars. Gloria cannot have soap operas. And they both go on their own adventure to find what they're looking for. Jay way more directly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jay's just like, no, I'm just gonna be a liar.
I I loved Gloria's take on it. Like, she made the play, and it was so powerful for her to watch.
Whereas Jay,
Like I'm sorry, but grown men dressed as cats, like, come on, that's
It got
amazing.
me.
Oh,
That's
that was
all you
wonderful.
need is comedy. Amazing. Can we get this? What is it? Can we get this man in a cat suit and makeup? And I was like, let's see it. Let's
please.
see it.
Oh my God, please, can that happen? So the one finger, two finger
Genius.
signal, kind of.
But also very confusing if they're just trying to piece.
Yeah.
Not to
It's
mention,
like-
just really confusing.
Like, if she was just like, hey, like, what's that?
That's weird. That just makes you
Y'all
look
don't take
unhappy.
photos like this?
The signal could have been a little
weird.
better, where it's just like do nothing,
true.
and if you're unhappy, do this. Like that's a pretty unique
Well, I would
signal.
be scared if a kid was like taking a photo like this. I'd be like, honey, are you okay? Do we need to call your parent? Oh, maybe
See?
that's genius.
Maybe that's more
actually.
direct route. I don't know.
Oh my God.
So clever.
Signals and communication are there for a
Oh,
reason.
they were like, well, she's smiling, so they were confused. Like, so smile and frowning, like, that's a good signal.
That's
You're happy, you're sad.
That is a fair signal. I don't know.
Because they're confused, like, she has this, but she's smiling.
So Mitch and Jay go, and Mitch is going there to just bail her out because she saw the two things. He saw
Would
the
you? I would do it. I would be the
Yeah.
If I
dad
told
that
my
would
kid- if I
barge
told
in.
my
It was good you
kid,
went.
if I told my kid to use two fingers and to tell me that they're bad, or to tell me that they're having
Yeah.
a bad time,
You'd be there.
I'd be there if they had two
Yeah.
fingers. That was the
was
only thing
logical.
established.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd be there. And then Jay just wanted to be anywhere that wasn't anywhere where he could actually smoke cigars.
And
Yeah.
he was doing it with both hands.
Yeah, he was double fisting the
Oh man,
cigar.
he was going for it.
When that was the eyes, right? When he was telling the
Yeah.
ghost
Yeah.
story.
Oh yeah,
Okay, that's what I figured.
that was awesome.
So good.
And Dad, you're embarrassing me in front of a bunch of 8-year-olds.
8-year-olds.
A hilarious line from
Yes.
Lily.
Okay, that was
Hey,
fun.
Thank you.
It was
And
And she didn't have very many of this. She didn't have very many of this episode.
Not-
She still nailed it.
Thank you. Okay, I thought you were going negative there. I had to protect
No.
my girl Lily, so just making sure.
Lily needs a break. How dare you, Steven?
And he was, I mean, did you think that when he was like about to run away, I was like, oh, he's gonna escape. He's not gonna end up getting caught by them. But then he does indeed get
Of
caught and
course.
has to sit down and give this nice little scary ghost story.
Well,
Tried
he
his
had a
best.
flashlight. You're gonna get caught with a flashlight.
That's true.
And just being a man, like stomping on everything.
That was that was Creep City. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
That's a grown man creeping up on a bunch of 8-year-olds.
Yeah, the camp counselor has been very nervous for the. You see
That
someone
camp
coming out
counselor
from
was.
the woods.
I will say that.
casual.
Yeah, she was immediately accepting. Like this
She must have
happens all
known
the
him.
time.
I'm Lily's dad, but I look nothing like her. Like,
She must have known. There must have been some
must
kind of
have met them.
prior.
she
I'm
must
sure.
have known because she was real casual with the creep.
I feel like everyone in their classroom would know who Mitch and Cam are.
Yeah, they don't seem very silent
No.
or quiet.
Very social.
Yeah. Speaking of classrooms, Cam doing faculty follies.
and he sings "Memory" from.
Of course he does.
Which is
But of
not
course
his
we don't get to
first
see it.
time singing.
His legs are really skinny. I never noticed.
That man's legs in tights, I
He's
tell you.
definitely like an upside down pear. Like
Oh,
his
that-
shape.
okay, now I
I was
see.
just
No,
saying.
I mean his shape. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, he's getting in shape. He's going for it. He's a
No, he's great. I
larger
was just
gentleman need.
explaining.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
I just had never seen his legs in tight pants, so I was surprised
Yeah.
at how skinny they were.
And that the whole Cam, and I honestly, before we got the reveal that it wasn't Gloria, I thought it was Gloria. I thought
Me
Gloria
too.
was setting all these things
Oh,
up
absolutely.
to create a soap opera.
I didn't think that either.
I didn't think she would do that.
Really?
I didn't.
She
no.
crazy.
I know she's crazy, but I don't think she would hurt someone.
True.
But no, like I could see her setting a sandbag to come almost hurt someone.
I guess it's just a sandbag.
I didn't see any of that, but then at the end when he was saying all his plan, his evil plan,
Oh,
I
man.
was like, she has to be recording
I
this.
thought so,
Oh,
too.
well, you saw the microphone.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like,
I didn't even see the microphone.
It was really tiny. It was one of those small.
Yeah.
It was one of the
headset
Britney
ones.
Spears mics.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
It was
yeah.
the Britney mic.
What kind of school has those?
Yeah, it's
this one.
In LA.
What kind of school has a faculty talent show?
But hair
That
and
would
makeup
be-
people.
Yeah, yeah.
They were all the kids,
yet-
though.
And has a dressing
No, I
room.
was gonna say, hair and
Oh,
makeup people get a bathroom stall as a dressing room.
Well, I guess that's a really active student body that just loves to throw events.
Yeah.
I was a part of one of those that just the kids didn't come to any of the events. But I was a part of like the crew that was like, no, we should have an event every month, and then it was just never happened. But this school, everyone seems really involved.
Yeah, for sure.
Including the kids, that sounds like something the kids would put together and have the faculty do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
That's everything.
Yeah.
It was a great episode to come back to.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
really enjoyed it.
Can we just say one thing when Phil was turtling the table when he was like,
Oh, God.
I'm gonna turtle this one.
That's what he said?
That's what he said as he lifted up and put the table on his back, and I was like, half genius, half insane, Phil,
Yeah, your
but
neck.
hilarious.
And his back. I can't support
Not
that.
yet your
he could-
spine just rubbing up
Yeah.
against the table.
Because it would be better for you if you tried to unbroken that table. I guess that would be just a straight up overhead. Because at least if you can't,
You don't want to see me
I don't know.
straight up overhead
Well,
that
because here's
table.
the reason.
Dragged it.
Well, that
Yeah.
would be the.
If he
pushed
dragged
it.
the
I don't think we're
fridge.
talking about logical.
Yeah.
Yeah,
think we're
it
talking
was
about logical
funny. It was
solutions.
funny to watch. But also, like, Phil, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Get some help.
But at least with a straight up overhead, your body will let you know that you cannot do
That's
it.
true.
Yeah.
Whereas turtling, you can actually hurt yourself.
Yeah, he was proving himself.
Immediately.
Do we even lift,
Useful.
Phil? Phil, do you even lift, bro?
Phil looks great for his age.
He does, though.
He
looks
does.
He actually looked like literally the trampoline scene. I was like, wow, he looks
I know.
Yeah.
like he's been hitting the gym for like 3 months
I know.
because he
I
knew
thought
this.
so too.
He knew he'd be standing on a trampoline.
Smart guy.
Mm-hmm.
Smart
He's probably
guy.
been hitting the gym this whole time. That feels like a good place to end it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hitting the gym for a trampoline scene. Nick, where can the people find you?
You guys can find me at Nicholas Grava on Twitter and Instagram.
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Carli_Garsow.
And you guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Britta_Garsow.
And you guys can find me on Twitter only at Steve Kaufmann. That's Kaufmann. All this weekend, I will be at WrestleMania giving you some exclusive content, mostly Vines.
Fun.
Funny observations. But I'll see you guys next week.
And rubber bands.
Lots of rubber bands. Bye, guys.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.